Welcome in, Blue Sky Traders. It is your coach, Blue Sky Breezy, here for the Asia stream. We'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll kick it off immediately. We are right at 30K, which is an interesting place to be. We have potential good range to be in, to play in. So I am interested if we kind of duplicate what we saw this morning. We'll do a brief recap. And then I'm super interested in what this area does here from a long perspective. Shorts have kind of open and already printed very well into a two-legged sequence. Right back to key support. This area was a headache today at this low, but we were able to take this trade from 980 to 100 here. So this was our 100-point long that we shared earlier on. So we'll see if something like this produces, or if we continue to get the downside continuation. We will give it a few minutes to get people trickling in, and then we'll start in the recap. Hope everybody had a good day. Today was interesting. I did not expect bearish continuation, but it did produce it. That's cool. Just log me out. It did produce the bearish continuation, which I was like super surprised about. And we'll go over that briefly. Maybe. What is going on? All right, there we go. What the heck is going on? So we'll go ahead and get into it and just kind of go over the recap of what happened, because I am interested in longs right at this area, and I want to be a little patient. I'm going to give it some room. It's right in my area. We'll see if we can get a pullback buy kind of while I'm yapping through here. And we will look to layer in into this set. All right, so we'll go ahead and get it kicked off from a recap perspective. So what happened today? What was the surprise of today? Coming into the market open, this thing melted. It went from 30K basically to 3,400. We can call it, right. Crazy melt up leading into the market open. Had a good pivot here at 211, 215 to 11 range. This whole area here. When that area broke, we may be having some difficulties on this bad boy. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, here we go. Interesting. All right, here we are. Let's try this again. So when this area broke, like I was observant of it, but one thing that's been predominantly the case in the market, and I mentioned this numerous times, like we've continuously seen break and retest support holds at key areas. Like over and over and over, if you just look left, right? Like every time we have some short-term resistance, we get continuation, some slippage, right? Back to key areas where it should, and then a continuation model, right? So when I came into today, these areas up here, really around the 120 mark, like I tried to go long here. I front loaded this play. Didn't work. Did not work at all. My expectation of price was not the reality, and it made a very intentful move down. So like I got stopped out really quick in this play. That was my first area to say, okay, like bears are here. Bears are in control, and you didn't see the support hold. So kind of me being aggressive and, bullish conditions over the night. Like I expected this area to kind of have some leeway, like, some hesitation, give it a couple candles around there to kind of make a choice. And no, it dumped it immediately from 130 down to 30.50 basically, right? And then you saw a continuation. And that continuation was really important because at this point, I'm thinking, okay, like we need to chill out a little bit because it is inevitable that 30K is coming. It was inevitable. And I mentioned, like, we don't want to just wait or like be too aggressive again, right? Like, we don't want to just front load this 30K mark. This zone, which I had pre drawn in this area that I've kind of been given examples of, like it holding this low was super important. So when price came back up to 980s, this is where I went long. I went long right above this candle. And then we saw good continuation for 100 points right to this area. So that was my trade. I put it into the trade floor. Really, really good trade, but it wasn't the highest probability trade of the day. If we miss this entire rundown, it's no question that price is bearish, right? And for me being, bullish all the time, especially in these bullish conditions, like this short was super identifiable. It is a break and retest to this structure that produced more range than my upside target, right? I had 888 that I mentioned, and it got there. It slipped a little bit below it, which makes sense if we look left. But this wick here, the 888 mark, this was my ultimate bear target. And when it hit it, I was expecting reversal. This reversal was tough. Like it took forever. And it took numerous retests to be like, okay, this little wick, these zones here, this area is like a valid area that buyers want to kind of hold price in, right? And when it finally continued, it was a good trade. It just took forever. And this is where it's very easy to get your ass handed to you in this type of action, right? You try to short structure breaks, they bounce on you. You try to go long at like key confirmation, reclaim the zones, they knife it on you, continuous, right? So where does that put us now? I mentioned the 30K. I am interested in this area. It's going to be tough for me personally to short into this area. I know a few traders out there, RQ already posted it, like the break of this 100 right at market open tonight. This was a good entry. I feel like this was a no-brainer. And even kind of under that 30.50 mark was kind of a no-brainer as well. So my thinking is we're going to see some slippage, right? Prices really produce really strong slippage in this range, but I can't chase this price. Price can definitely continue. We're only down 120 points. It can absolutely continue down. It's going to be hard for me to chase that. If I want to go short, like I need to get back to 30.50. I don't want to preemptively short 30K, although relevant trend is short. Like this is a bear trend, right? Through and through. But given the relevance to the action to the left, my bias here is bullish. Not much has changed in the market. It's an important thing to note as well. Relevant price does matter. Like this matters, right? This downtrend is super important, but it doesn't change the overall path of the market. There was plenty of news that came out today. Trump was speaking all day today. So that's a big driver for price. When you look at the fundamentals that kind of popped us up yesterday, nothing has changed at all, which I mentioned yesterday. Yesterday was like the first day where we saw what I'll say is like a true fundamental rally from an individual sector or stock, right? Like you had the MU analyst upgrade, and it was good to see that type of momentum off of something that kind of made sense in a market that's like so news driven. But the market shook that off really, really quick with more news. So we'll see where the market goes from here. One thing I think is I don't want to say easy trade plan because there's no easy in this market. But above 30K, you assume bullish. below 30K, you assume bearish, right? We just need to see what that looks like in real time. We know what the short looks like. It kind of fizzles out, right? But you have range, say a 50-point range, to be able to go short. In the bull case, that means you know you're going to have slippage in that trade that can produce 50 points of drawdown. So we're gonna get out here. We're gonna see if my bias, which is an aggressive one, is correct, or if the short-term trend makes 30K completely irrelevant. Not gonna get married to the trade is the first and foremost thing, right? Like we need to see something. We're gonna manage it tight. We need to close above 30K for the play to work. If not, it's gonna be dicey. But we're gonna get out here and see what we can do. See if we can make it happen tonight. Hope everybody had a good day today. Um, it was interesting, super interesting day, is what I'll say. Which rhymes. I'm a rapper, man. Um, I expected pullback, and I was super happy when price started to come down. Right, like I'm thinking, finally, we get some logical retest within the market. Right, this thing surprised me. Like Bears took it today, and they took it with some aggression. So, do we see continuation? Is the next question, right? Do we actually see bearish continuation, which would be amazing? We need a pullback. I hate trading all time highs, as you guys know. So, like, I'm all for a steep pullback. Because I don't think it's going to be a smooth one. Today had a really good sell off where nobody had an opportunity. You look at the true daily candle, kind of just remained flat in the general picture, right? Not factoring in the pre-market or anything like that. So, um, looking at it from an equity ETF perspective, today was really not impressive from the true New York action, right? Looking at it from a futures perspective, this thing sold all 500 points, right? This is impressive from the Bears. So it's the first time we've seen that type of action, and we'll see if we can continue it, see if we can get that continuation. I am long. I am long. I know it's hard to see. I am long here, and I'm looking to size into this position, which is an aggressive stance. Like for now, I am front running 30K. I am saying I'm not chasing this breakout, right, or this breakdown, which is aggressive. Like I'm basically saying that I need this zone that's showed support that was really tough and ugly today to do it again. And until this variable changes, yeah, you can take scalps here, right? You can take scalps in this area to go short and produce 50 points, which it may. It kind of looks like it's going to get there as well, right? Like this is a set, but I can't ignore all of this congestion here that's kind of like showed relevant support. So I'm trying in this 980 range. This is exactly where I went long earlier. Like I'm trying to duplicate that play to at least see 50-point upside back to this mid pivot up here, right? That's kind of my idea. It's an aggressive one for sure. Like I am saying that this area is going to hold its support, kind of just based off of what happened here. It held, but it's got some slippage. Like Bears could very well take this area down um, pretty easily as well. So we'll see. Appreciate you guys spending the night with me as well. I'm trying to get motivated to trade. I came up to the night and I'm like, man, today was a busy day for me outside of the market as well. And I had a good trade. I had 100 points. Coach Becky did an amazing job. I need some motivation tonight to to get out here and make it happen. That motivation needs to be some clean action from the Bulls. I usually would do a run through on gold as well. As crazy as it is, I don't really like gold where it's at. So I'm gonna not even focus on gold tonight. I need to see some area that's either not like extremely choppy present itself on gold before I get back into gold. It's had some really good shorts, but I have personally not liked the action at all on gold. You think it's consistently, getting to an area, and then you're just kind of like stuck in the Asia variable, and then it moves. So yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can get a print out of this. And I'm even like trying to size into this 30K break. So I'm not gonna go any heavier than 5 contracts. Like I want to see we need to see price like really push away from 30K to make this play work, right. And that area probably looks like the first one has to be about 20-point upside in my opinion. Like this would be a good area to trim, but it's also going to be like 30-24, 30-20 you could call it. Like that's going to give some safety to the bull case at 30K, but it's going to need much more. Maybe a big ask, but like I would love to see this 55, 30, 55 up here, like as a really good immediate TP. Coming back up to 100s is like a crazy ask for Asia. But we'll see. We kind of had a flat close. We're at support. Manage your profits accordingly if you're in this trade with me. We definitely want to see 30-20 in this range to hold. If it does, I feel more comfortable in this trade. If not, Bears can still absolutely take it from here. And I am looking at the chat, guys. So if anyone has any questions, anything you want to talk about, go over, please feel free to put it in the chat. I'm gonna do my best to continue yapping through this stream, but I am tired today. Um, so if I get silent, hey, just bear with me today. All right, no candle close above 30K. No candle close yet, which is fine. I mean, this thing is ugly here to the left. I think what we expect, like what I expect 30K to be, which it's not being, is like this area here. Like I'm expecting this area to like really produce strong support from 30K. The reality is retail has put such priority on 30K that it's kind of irrelevant, to be honest. Really, you could say like 980. 980 is a good point. Like this area here, 975, 980. This is held more true than 30K. I know it's a big psychological number, but it hasn't really produced, what we expect it to produce. So really not an important psychological number for whatever reason. All right, let's see if we can get a bullish close out of this area. Like that's going to be the first and foremost importance is can we get the close above? All right, let's see if we can get some continuation. And if you did what I did, I do think this base here, that 24 mark that I'm mentioning, which is not guaranteed it's going to even get there yet. I think it's a logical place to trim. I really do because this is going to be a very important area here to kind of potentially break out to the 55 mark that I'm looking for. Um, we definitely need more than 20 points, but just keep in mind, you know, 20 points Asia, crazy night. Take your money and run as well. And I was mentioning with Becky earlier during the stream, and it kind of this play is kind of the exact same thing that we were looking at this neckline here. I was mentioning it to Coach Matt, excuse me. Like when you're at these points and you're expecting or tempting a breakout, right? Like this trend line, this is not perfect. This is just whatever I threw on, right? But it's still a valid breakout. Potential to show this area support and get continuation to the next area. When you're in these variables, you want to see price be super, super intentful within that move, right? Like today, this breakout, it looks ugly, but this is a clean W pattern. Double bottom, quad bottom, whatever time frame you're on. This is a good bottom, good neckline break here, right? And when price failed for like it felt like an eternity to really give continuation smoothly, like I knew this shit was going to be a headache. And this is not just this isolated scenario. Anytime you're tempting a breakout, this close is super important, right? Like if I'm saying this is a good trend, downtrend break, this close here from 3014 to 30K basically is super important, right? But the close is irrelevant when you think about what is the most important part of the breakout. It's the continuation. The close is the first step. The continuation after that close is all that matters from a breakout perspective, right? So we'll see if we can get the continuation. For now, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like Bulls won it right there. Um, so Rock, I used to look at gamma, Jax levels, flips, and that was mainly when I was trading, say, SPX 0 days, which I still do. I don't look at any of it anymore. For me, my best approach, which really serves me well, is kind of just isolating what I want to see happen and doing my best to put probability on my side for it. Used to be in the order flow, cumulative delta, used to trade market profile, time trading, like you name it, man. I used to do a lot of different things that kind of feel like, putting edges on my side. For me, just my personal experience, none of that really gave me an edge. And it's so dumb for what I look for now. I say dumb, it's so simplistic what I look for. Like I either trade pure volume profile, which is my go-to strategy. If not, I'm literally just trading supply and demand. Um, my thesis on supply and demand is it is the most underrated trading strategy in the market. Because if the market's an auction, which it is, supply and demand is kind of your driver behind that auction. Um, so I just really want to see areas where price gives me a reaction and then it gives me continuation from that reaction. And that's just me. You'll hear me mention it. I've been doing this for 20 years and I have traded every different way, every different strategy. There is a million ways to make a dollar in this game. I don't care how you reach that end goal, just reach it. That's the only thing that matters. I don't hate on any strategy. I may not agree with a lot of them, and we may joke around as traders do, but I don't hate on any strategy. I don't care. I don't care how you reach that objective. Just get to that objective and take care of your family and leave the market better than you came in. That's all that matters. All right. I want more from this play. Like I don't just want 150 bucks. I know we had 200 up here. Like I don't care about the money. I want to get this play producing if 30K is, this area, this zone, which has ton of slippage. If that is really important, like I need to see some continuation. That's me though. Manage your profit team. Manage your profit. Appreciate everybody spending the night with me as well. Spending the night with me, hanging out with me for the Asia stream. Maybe that sounds more politically correct. But y'all are welcome to come stay in the night as well. I got enough room for everybody. If you're out there, please like the stream, follow the socials, do your part to push this, um, push our business to the next level. We deserve way more than we get. I'll tell you that. Just from a recognition perspective, some crazy stuff out there, man. Send address. Absolutely not. When long is 71, Ricky? Let's go, baby. Let's go. That is a hell of an entry. That is a hell of an entry, dude. Good job. And you kind of don't know is the only thing. Like you don't know what the drawdown is going to be in this area. And Bears could take it. I mean, the longer we see hesitation, um, in this area isn't important to me. I mentioned the 980s, but just looking farther left, like this is the area from 950 to 30K, right? Like this to me is the true area that I'm looking at because it's held numerous times, right? And it's been a good transition. And I know it's kind of hard to see my mouse, but like it's been a good transition for breakouts and support hold. So you just don't know given today and some of this stuff to the left, like what that slippage is going to be. I think Bears have a really good um they had a really good trade today. And I think where they sold off at and where they continued to get secondary sells at were really good. And it was super logical. It may be tough here. It may be tough here for Bears to break this price. So I feel like, just like they did in this open, um, this is the short up here, right? Like getting this secondary retest here. This is the short up here. It's going to be tough unless they just surprise me, which it looks like they're trying to. It's going to be tough to short into this area here. I say that, and then hey, here's a 30 point here's a 30 point knife. we'll give it some room. I feel like it's gonna be a little tough in here, as I mentioned. So it's a great entry though, Ricky. 948. Yeah, that I mean that makes sense. It's a good median of price. Um, I don't think like even if I had the profile up, which I don't, this area here is point of control. Like without a doubt, it is. Just looking at the price activity in that range. And this gap is going to need to get tagged at some point. 29,670. It's going to have to get hit, which it always does. Excuse me. Yeah, this area is going to be a headache. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. We'll debate if we can get continuation and we just, don't get hurt in this trade. We'll debate on scaling strategically. That's one thing I do that I probably shouldn't do is like when I get an entry, dude, like I'm gonna let this trade. I will take a loss to give the trade room to like really, really run. But I know people follow that at times. So like I'm trying to get better at strategically taking profit. We had 200 bucks like super quick. So I'm gonna try my best to do so, but just please keep in mind, like when you have a good range in a good set, please take advantage of it. Take advantage of your money, like secure your bag, please. And this thing is bugging tonight. Like this thing is not not going good tonight. Trying to test this out so I can give like an honest review and help anybody who may use this platform. It's got some, just like anything, it's got some things it needs to work on. Just like me, just like anybody else. Good work, team. Good work. I love to see y'all making money out there. I love it. Good work. I need more than this. Like I know we had some secondary ads in here that produced 30 points or whatever the hell, but if I'm thinking breakout, like that 24 mark, like this area here, it's really up there about 30, but it's a nice little zone. Like that's where price, like as I mentioned, if bulls can get up there and close, that's where you're kind of a little more confident. So then, hey, you're in the danger zone, baby. We out here living risky. Like right here, this 20, this mark right here. Like if I'm a bull, they must get back above this midpoint here. So then a potential to have 30, 40, 50 point downside slippage as well. Ricky, I like it. Like the issues it's doing now where it's kind of logging me out. I've only had that happen once, but tonight it's happened 3 times just within the stream. And I'm not the one to bash anything. I know there's a crap ton of work that goes into these things. Um, and I don't even know if it's new. Hey, I want to get out here. I've made like I've already made 5 grand on it. Um, so you can make money here. I just need to like this is insane. Keeps logging me out. They don't want me to win this trade. But what you're seeing tonight is the first time that's happened. Like I know there's Canada data issues and stuff like that, but like getting logged out is this is a first. It's crazy. When you go to a time frame and it loads up everything. It's a sign. It's a sign. They're trying to give me a hint, like, "Hey, bro, this trade is not gonna work. You're about to get knifed on." Yeah, it is. It is. So the desktop version is super heavy, but like the web seems fluid. Like there's nothing too crazy on the web based platform. In RQ, I don't know what I'm streaming on, brother. My internet's like 1,000 megabytes per second, but it gives the output like is a potato at times. I have no idea. I'm just here so I don't get fined. No, just here to produce some bangers. It doesn't happen on any other platform, is what I'll say. I've never had that happen, but it's a growing, it's a learning curve, and it's smooth. I mean, like I said, I made money. I know there's bugs when they roll out something this big. I'm sure they'll get everything buttoned up. I don't think you need the desktop, Ricky. I downloaded it, and there is way too many things that you can do on there. I'm not. I don't need any of that. I just want to get into a trade and make money. And I mentioned this in the last one. I think if you're like, if your objective is to keep things super simple, identifiable entries, you don't need too many automation or indicators. Like, you don't need the desktop. And that goes for a lot of things like Ninja Trader. When they purchased Tradeovate, which I don't know if everyone knows that, like that was kind of their purpose is like having mobile accessibility. And Ninja Trader, it's not a data hog, but there's so many different things that you can do that the average trader, may or may not be observant of. To where Tradeovate is like almost feels barbaric with some of their drawing tools and um, different things like that. So it's all kind of personal preference. I love Tradeovate though. I think their fills are um, phenomenal. Same with Ninja Trader. All right, team, we're back to 15 points there. Really 20 points. Yeah, 20-point gain there. I did take one off. I want to try to be disciplined and lead by example here instead of like, holding out for a bigger play that may not come in the Asia session. So 20 points there, no harm, no foul. We'll see again if we can get the continuation to the 20 mark. Super important. Excuse me. Super important for this breakout, if it is going to break out, to get back to this base. Like that's step one. And it must reclaim this structure here. And then hopefully it's not as annoying as it was here. Hopefully we can get a smooth reaction from there. As you can see, we do get bullish continuation. I am looking to get out along the way in this area here. I do not want to hang out in this area at all. And hopefully, and if we made money within this area, hopefully this isn't our night's range. This would be super annoying if this is our range tonight. Yeah, and it's interesting, Rock. Like Tradeovate, it's so weird. Like Ninja Trader bought them out, and then a crypto company named Kraken bought out Ninja Trader and the entire ecosystem. So the future of those partnerships, I'll say, is actually beneficial for technology. We just need to see like what the next implementation of that company looks like. All right, team, we got almost 30 points or whatever this is. So approaching the second target, you could take your profit here, call it 30 points, and be one and done for the night, guys. This is, when I think about an objective, this is the ultimate area here. And like we're testing this lower base. And I know we want more, right? We're up $200. We want more than this, but when you really look at it, and I always talk about it, like if I'm saying this is a target, this area here, this is the obstacle. This is the next important area here, and it's right here. Right? It's right at this base. I'm putting it like my profit at a breakout potential, this wick, but it doesn't need to get here. Like if this was the highest point of tonight, it would make sense. So from like an objective piece, this is your target to target play. Annoying drawdown to get here. Wasn't too bad. We didn't see much drawdown at all, but annoying nonetheless. So like for now, it's missed my profit target by 0.5. So I think we know what that means. If we don't see it soon, we know this is going to be the top of the market tonight. Excuse me. Man, I'm still congested from getting extremely sick from a doctor's office. Like crazy. I don't know what I don't know what I got, but man. And this is a good example. I know I've been yapping for a while. We saw some drawdown, right? But this is a great example of why I love Asia streams after kind of a flat market. Like this is the ideal action that I'm looking for, to where we can get smooth price action. It's not going crazy, and we get an opportunity to produce 300-400 bucks before the market even opens tomorrow, right? Where you put yourself in that scenario, like, do I even need or want to trade tomorrow? And I do this for a purpose. And I've always kind of gravitated toward nighttime trading because a lot of people, the reality is, a lot of people have jobs. Like I know you guys are out there grinding through the day one way or the other. And it's tough to learn and have a mentor and an outlet and an opportunity to be able to learn, from really good traders. So that's kind of like my purpose for doing Asia. And I love balance in the market coming into Asia. And it makes life so much smoother, comparable to like chasing a 700 point gap up continuously. All right, guys, let's see if we can get, we're up 40 points now. Let's see if we can get this PT. I kind of just threw this here, kind of in this swing high up here. Could really be subjective anywhere within this range and kind of take it off. Good play nonetheless. I love what, Jaja? I love what? I love the team. I love you. I love trading. I love the 700 point gap ups. I love the crazy weather we be getting that doesn't impact you, but just like knocks out the entire Fort Worth power grid with hell and like you're just over there all cool. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, bro. I hate chasing 500 points in the Asia session. Been super annoying. Do we get the 55 mark? Do we see this before we leave? It would make sense. We've cleared the 20. This area is such a headache here to the left. I would love to say this is an intentful move. It would be awesome if we can see that before we get out of here tonight. This is target complete, though, team. I know you hear me say that a lot, but you know, from this base here, we're here. Like we're back into this ugly box. So like this thing is ugly. So we want to see if price is gonna do it, like I want to see it do it intentfully, right? If not, I don't want to be here. Like I don't want to be in this area. Somebody hold me. I don't want to be here. And probably the best approach, because I keep putting them in like structural retest for the TP. This is actually bad advice. Like I have a good example up here, like comparable to the reclaim, needs to be a little lower. Like it needs to be in an area that's not like a structural reclaim like this area is up here. Well, I think it's just hanging out there for now. Like it's just going to be there. Of course you can, Blasky. I love it. Adam, yeah, dude. I think you always need to get in, you know, get out in profit. There's no need to let a 40-point trade go green, or excuse me, go red. There's no need to let that go red, right? Um, so yes, you get out in green. The best way to manage that is really these areas of interest I'm talking about. Like if I wanted to put stop in profit, you can kind of just put it at break even and give it the ultimate opportunity to run. I don't really like doing that, to be honest. Like I do not like putting stop loss break even. We've already given um, so much to the market is my philosophy on stop loss break even. Why not give yourself something if you're not expecting your targets to get hit fully? Like pay yourself something. Don't just let it go back to break even. That's my approach to like having a winner, giving it room, but then also being humble enough to know like you don't need the whole pie. Just be happy with getting a piece. And yeah, just keep collecting pieces of the pies and you'll have a whole one yourself. Let's go, Rock. Let's go. And Adam, it's super subjective to where what you want to do. Like for me, if you did exactly what I did, dude, be done with the trade. We caught 40 points. We caught 40 points. We made over 400 bucks within under an hour. Leave the trade, be done. It's kind of the first and foremost. Like I think we have more overhead potential, but this is a headache. This area is super ugly. So it could very well reject from here. You have this prior distribution in this area. So when I think about an ultimate PT, like yes, I have an area up here that I'm interested in and at 55. But as I mentioned, this is kind of it. Like the low of this base is kind of the target in this area. If you were to trail, it's so subjective. Like you could trail this low wick, 10 points above our entry and give it an opportunity. This 20 mark was super important. 30-20 was super important for this breakout. You could trail under there and try to give it room, or you could just take profit and go hang out with your loved ones. And oh boy, she did it again. This one by 0.25. Missed me by 0.25. That is insane. Insane. The whole pie, baby. I like that. We'll make a BluSky rap. I'll lead the way. Me and Blasky. Blasty's got to be the lead guy though. That dude's got more personality than all of us. A great personality as well, is what I'll say. This always annoys me too. I don't know about anybody else, but I get caught in this scenario all the time. I get missed my profit target by a tick, by 0.25. I cannot stand when that happens. And just like everybody in this scenario, it usually completely reverses on me. So I hate being in that scenario where it misses it by a tick or a point, right? I cannot stand when that happens. It's probably the most infuriating thing um, that happens in the market for me. This thing's just gonna knife 30 points now from my potential fail. That's crazy work. All right, there we go. Failed out on that one. We got two left. Wishful thinking to get an immediate pop up here, guys. This is done. We're done. We saw 40. I don't know. I don't care what we saw. We had a good entry. We had good continuation, good trims along the way. Um, good good stream, guys. Good sets. I want this area up here. I don't even want to be in this area though. Like this area is super ugly in this whole little box. Like I do not want to be here. Hopefully tomorrow, my plan, in which I'll kind of briefly go over it. I don't ever like to say or two. Holy bejesus. We're gonna give this. We're gonna give it its fair chance before I just lose my mind a little bit. What I would like to see tomorrow, which has kind of been the same case. Every single pullback we've seen immediate continuation the next day. Every single opportunity of pullbacks, we've yet to see bearish continuation at all. So, with that being said, what I would personally like tomorrow is to kind of duplicate exactly what we did tonight. I would love for price to be stable through the night. Let's not wake up to being up 500 points tomorrow morning or something dumb. Like, let's get a good secondary long entry within this zone and let's ride it back to the highs. That is what I would love to see tomorrow or even into Friday. I think it's logical, but never pre assume. I'm not basing a bias off of that indication for tomorrow. It's not the only thing I'm going to do, but I would like it. I would love to see a retest of 30K into very smooth longs over that 120 mark here. Like this 120 mark sends us back to 160, which is not a big ask. It's going to be a good set. And we are printing. It's a good set, guys. We're in that runner. Stream's about to end. I'm going to take this off 70 points or whatever. Hey, we're done tonight, guys. 5 contracts we made. I was in a trade. I think I had $100. We made whatever. We made whatever we made. Hopefully, you guys made money. There's a really good set down there. And before I go, team, any last questions? Anything you guys need from me? Hold to NY open, Jaja. I absolutely would. I can't. I'm not going to disagree with anybody who does. You know me. All right, team. Do the 7 seconds of silence for everybody. Appreciate you guys truly. The way I'm always going to leave it. Hey, if you got somebody you love, team, let them know. Life is short. We're here today. Tomorrow could be completely different. So if you got somebody you love, let it be known. Peace. Take care.